guys, welcome to Fairydust Crafts. My name is Gina and I come to you from my pretty chaotic and messy craft room here in British Columbia, Canada. Today is Wednesday, August 9th, and also called WIP Wednesday, and because of that I thought what a great day to film episode 1 of the Fairydust podcast. The reason why I'm choosing WIP Wednesday to publish this is because I'm having a little bit of an issue, which is my stash. Not only my stash, but first and foremost my WIP pile. Last week I saw somebody call all of their WIPs and lost and forgotten WIPs their WIP Graveyard. So I thought that was really funny, and that totally applies to what's happening in this room right here, right now. So a little while ago, I was inspired by Natalie over at knitty. She is the Love and Stitches podcast here on YouTube. She had, I believe it was 2022, correct me if I'm wrong, but she started just using up her whole stash, like not eliminating everything. It's always good to have like the odd little skein of yarn somewhere, but she made it her mission to just pare down her stash. And then in 2023 she started a scrap-free 2023. So I thought that was a really cool idea. I don't have a lot of scraps, to be honest. I try and stay, for the most part, I try to stay just within my fingering weight yarns, but fingering is kind of like my number one. And so I don't really have scraps, because if I do have scrap, I'll just pop them into like a sock, for example. So I'm always trying to just stay within my range. Not always. So I do have like this random box full of literally random scraps where I have like leftovers of an Afghan in there and just like random things. But I don't really want to eliminate all of that. I'm fine with all of my scraps that I have like sitting around, and I have like a purpose for lots of them. But my stash is a little bit of an issue for me personally. I feel like I feel constricted, if that makes sense. So I just find that this room is, in my opinion, just like a huge disaster, and I need to fix that. We are not really a minimalist household, but we're kind of like borderline. We don't like extra things here and there. We don't like all the little knickknacks. It's kind of like, for both my husband and I, it's almost a little too much, too overwhelming, too troublesome to have things all over the place. And as you can see, that's kind of like my needle and scrap cart, and then I have like random, like this pile of randomness here. Makes me feel not very good. So I walked in here the other day and I was like, I need to change this. There's also another reason why I really want to like pare everything down, and that's this. Send help. Do I squish it? What do I do? What happens if I walk too fast? Is it gonna like run away under my chair? What's gonna happen? This is like a standoff right here. Help. Help. Okay, so like it moved. I really hope that it's sitting under this shoe here. I hope I squished it. What do I do? Why am I such a baby? Oh yeah, squished it. Okay, got it. I got it. Okay, I am not gonna lie. Like, I don't like them, but they're fine. But like, look at it. I got like shit everywhere. Like everywhere where they can just live here. Okay, so like things need to change. And I think they need to change right now. So this is not going to happen anymore. Isn't that scary? Like, I did not feel good after that. That was after, so I did an Instagram live, which happens like fairly often. Actually, no, that was a lie. I did the Instagram live for like a little while, and then it just kind of like dropped off a little bit, and then I learned that Instagram got rid of a feature that I really liked. So now I'm kind of like in this place where I am asking myself what to do. So I thought, with like my plan that I have of paring down my stash, finishing all my WIPs, or just eliminating the WIPs. Like I don't have an intention of like finishing everything that I have. But I do need plans for everything. So I thought being here on YouTube and having an outlet where I can just share all of that would help me personally. And the key word for that really is accountability. So somebody, you, needs to hold me accountable, like for all the crap that I have everywhere. And so as you can hear, this is not like, I do use swear words every once in a while, and I'm really trying not to, but they just come out of my mouth. So I've noticed that I am a point in my life, I do like to purchase supplies for a project, and I got excited. Like I find, let's say I find a pattern somewhere on Ravelry, in a book, in a magazine, and then I go out and I buy the supplies, aka just a yarn for the most part, yarn, sometimes fabric, and I will take it all home and I cast on. But then there are so many works in progress right now just sitting in my house that I'm getting to this point where I don't know what to do. And as I said, I feel constricted at this point. So I get this almost like a writer's block, but for crafting. And it doesn't mean that I'm not crafting. Like I do this every day. I knit every day for the most part. Also, if you see me like looking down here, I have my notes right here. I have a tendency to ramble, and that's another thing. I need to be like focused on point. So I am pretty sure that if I went through all of my stash right now, that I would find some yarn and fabric where I would just ask myself, like, why, what are you doing here? Have we met? We probably have, obviously. Like I pick out everything myself. But my goal is really just to, first of all, eliminate my WIPs to a point where I have my main project, and I'll have my long-term project, which is probably a blanket, and then I have socks, because I am first and foremost a sock knitter. I have, to make this clear, I have absolutely no intentions to fully eliminate my stash, especially not the sock yarn. I find sock yarn that is meant to be for socks, so like a single skein of like this and that. I don't want to eliminate everything, but I would like to pare it down to maybe just a box. I keep most of my yarns and fabrics in boxes, except for like what's back here, but everything is kind of like put away in like plastic totes. And you just saw why, because there is like, we do live like fairly rural, not really, but kind of. So we do get bugs here. We don't get the moths here that eat your clothes, but we do have moths, and they're not the problem. There's like all sorts of bugs that will get into your woolens, and I'd rather not pull something out and then have like a bug fall out of it. That's not, I don't want that. So everything stays in like sealed somewhat tightly in a box, and I would like to just have one of each. So one fabric, because I do sew and I make quilts, and I make project bags, that kind of stuff. So I do want some of that, and I do want like a tiny little stash. Nothing crazy. Obviously, if I can completely eliminate and just start fresh, that'd be awesome, but not my goal. So limiting my yarn stash, working through my WIPs. So I have kind of like a plan to begin with, and you know, like it can lead me whichever path I'm going. I'm kind of like just going with the flow here, and just figure it out. Maybe I'll find that, oh, this is not for me. Whatever I'm doing right now is not for me. I will need to find something different, and then I'll just have to adjust. I think that's pretty reasonable. I don't want to be like, this needs to happen. So my goal plan as of right now, August 9th, Wednesday, is that I will finish what's currently in my project bag, which is a sweater, and then currently I have 2 pairs of socks, one of which I can probably finish in the next, like, this week. I'm sure I can finish that this week. And the other one I just cast on yesterday morning. So socks are a thing that I will always have on the go, because if we go somewhere, I can just grab that little bag and I have something to work on. It's to me, socks are a no-brainer. So I don't need to think about anything, and that's like, it just keeps my hands busy basically. So those are my 2/3 projects that I just have on the go. That's what's currently in my project bag. That will have to be done first, and then I'm gonna move on to the next project. So and you will see this, I already filmed what's about to come next. I filmed that this weekend. I went into my everything behind here, and then there's a closet over there. So I went through everything. I pulled out, at least I hope I pulled out all of my works in progress, everything. And there were a couple things that I actually pulled out. So I have more yarn to work with. And from like that pile, I have like a few things that need to be done, like could be completed in a sitting. So those are in my TV room right now. So I can just pull them out and finish them, like weaving in ends, that kind of stuff. So I have a lineup at this point where I can grab one of my works in progress, and then that is gonna be my current whatever I'm working on. So my current big project, so a sweater or a t-shirt, something like that. And then there's always like socks are just kind of like on the go. They will always just like be with me. But I thought, because I do actually have like, I think there's 3 or 4 socks that are in my WIP pile. I will just like, really should not cast on new socks, but once I have this 1 pair of socks that's in my project bag right now, once that's done, I will just throw one of those older ones in there and just finish it and, you know, wear them. That's the goal, right? Like that we have. Obviously, like I noticed that I'm more of a progress knitter than I'm a project knitter. So I just enjoy knitting things. So socks, I have like lots of socks. Sometimes I make them in different sizes. So I have this like small little gift box where I just, if I'm done with a pair of socks and I'm like, oh, it's not for me, or obviously not my size, then I wash them, get them all ready, label them, and they go in this box. And then I can just, if you know somebody wants a pair of socks, I can just pull a pair out and this is yours. And then I do also, I used to have an Etsy shop. It's currently on vacation, but I will eventually, I'm hoping to kind of like get all my ducks in a row and reopen my Etsy shop. So maybe you'll even find random socks in there. So I will just focus on that one project, one main project, and just ignore everything else. So that's my goal. Going forward, I'm just gonna pull from that pile before I start something new. Now I do have, there's one larger project that like needs to be cast on. I have to yarn and everything ready, which is a t-shirt. It's kind of like a half sleeve sweater t-shirt for my mom that she requested for Christmas. So I will actually, once I'm done with my sweater here, hopefully by the end of the week, the end of next weekend, I will actually cast that on and get that going because I want that ready for her for Christmas. And I do have to mail it to her, so that takes a little time. So I thought like the sooner I'm done with it, the better, and then I can go back to my WIPs. I think if I move all of my Christmas crafting to the very front of my lineup, that should help me like speed things up a little bit, and then I have that out of the way. Which is like, I got a sweater's quantity of yarn and it's like literally right over there. So I got it all like ready for me, and then that will free up one of my crates. So more room, right? And that's really the issue. I want like all of this gone, like no like loose yarn or loose like bits and pieces all over the place. But I just really want it like gone. And then I want to wear my things too. Like I don't want to have to look at this one piece of thing that I've had sitting there for over a year now. I want to wear it. Like I'm excited to wear it and I want it done. Oh, I'm eating hair. But you know, it's just like I need to have it done and then that's it. Wear it. I show you guys, like I think it's exciting. So I think it's a pretty good approach for me myself to like this whole situation of having too much clutter, maybe like too many unfinished things all over the place. I like having a plan and like a solid idea. It doesn't have to be like written in stone, but just having kind of like that guideline, I think that should help me. For the yarn itself, I know some people go in and, or like for the stash, let's say itself, I know some people go in and they count everything they have and like, this is X amount of skeins that I have right now that are unused. And by, I don't know, the end of the year, I want only half, because 30th August, right? I don't really want to do that. Maybe I will once I have like my whole WIP situation under control. Once all of that's done, maybe I will actually have a look at all my stash and count everything, pull it all out, count it, see what's actually in there, and what I can do, what I can achieve in a year maybe. And I meet you back here in a year and we'll see what's in there. But I think it's just visually, like for me, if I have that whole, like, I can eliminate a full like box of yarn, like that's already success to me. So I don't have to have like X amount out every month. I think what I will start maybe is just like count what's coming in every month and then see what's going out. And I already do keep a craft journal or like a knitting journal, so I can just put that in there or like put it in my planner, like what's coming in, what's going out. So maybe that's a good approach to kind of like keep tabs on things. So as I said earlier, I already filmed this whole chaos thing earlier, so let's just have a look, shall we? Knitting everything. So Molly's helping me. Hi, bye-bye. So this is all of my WIPs. I pulled everything out, and I'm gonna just show you what's in here and what's gonna happen. I already said that I have my Christmas like gift knitting kind of figured out, and I know what I'm gonna do. So that's all of this. I will probably not use not use both of these. I'm actually really excited to work with these. These are Lana Grossa Mild White. It's their Christmas colors from like I believe a couple years ago. So there's this one, and then there's that one. These are all these three, the Regia 6-ply and the Lana Grossa Mild White, are all sport sock yarn. So I'm actually really excited to dig into these. This is definitely going to be a pair of socks, and then these we'll see how far I'll get. I got these two that will be turned into socks, as well as these guys, and then there is a sweater waiting under here. So all of these are just gonna be like pushed out of the way a little bit, because I know what's gonna happen. Oops, I know what's gonna happen with those. Hi, Molly. So we can see floor, yay. Another thing that I'll just kind of like chuck out of the way is this quilt that I've been working on for years. I'm hand embroidering like every single square. You can see one, I don't know if you can see this, just one right here. So it's just like hand embroidery, nothing crazy, but it's one of my, like, I like to just sit down and work on it every once in a while. So this is one that's just gonna live probably on my chair, draped to the back of my chair, and whenever I feel like it, I'll pull it out. I would like to finish it though. I actually really enjoy it. It's really soft because it's been manhandled so much. And the backing, so it's already bound and everything. The backing is actually, whoops, an old sheet of mine that's like super soft. So I'm excited for this, and I would like to have it done, but there's absolutely like no pressure really. I'm probably gonna be sad once it's done, but definitely looking forward to having it. Okay, and now to all of this, so that counts as well. So when I pulled all of this out, I was shocked at how many little items I have that just need to be like somewhat finished. And I'm gonna start with these. All I gotta do is weave in my ends, take these out, and wash it, and that's it. So that's gonna be, I'm just gonna throw that on my little for right now pile. That's gonna be right here, because I'm just gonna finish those tonight and wash them, and then maybe wear them tomorrow. This, you have seen this like on my Instagram probably like so many times. It's the cable back shell by Pearl Soho. It has a cabled back, which is really nice. I made this from Santa's Garden tin line linen, and all I gotta do here is seam the sides, and then pick up stitches and do something with my armholes here. They just pick them up and kind of like bind off as you go. Maybe I'll change that and do just like a tiny little sleeve of some sort, but same thing. This is probably gonna take me like an hour tops to seam it and like pick up those stitches, and I don't know, I think I'm just gonna do the same thing and throw it on my right now pile and just get it over with. This is the funniest thing ever. So this is a placemat that I quilted. It's a reversible placemat. It's like nothing crazy, Christmassy, obviously. I made a set of these. There's 4 for our old house that we moved into like 6 or 7 years ago. And all I got to do, so I am hand binding, like hand stitching on that binding. So it's really like, it's not a lot. It's a placemat. This is maybe like a movie, 2 nights in front of the TV, something like that. So same thing. This is just gonna, I think I'm just gonna like pull out a basket or something, and I'm gonna put all of my right now projects in there. And then when I'm in front of the TV, I'm just gonna like pull one out and finish it. Okay, something else that should really be done sooner rather than later is a pair of socks from this Barocco Comfort Socks. Molly's playing here. She's not very helpful. Hi, Molly. What? Okay. All right. You wanna just get out of here? So this is at least once, it has to be at least one sock, ideally a pair or like a fingerless mitten, something. This is for my work, and I should just like get this over with. I need to put it on different needles. So I'd already pulled it out. I like didn't like the heel that I did. So I've pulled it all the way back, and these needles, they are stainless steel, and they actually hurt my wrists. Like this is the reason why I kind of like had to stop for a minute and, you know, let my wrist heal, because they do hurt my wrist. And I'll just have to like, I'm just gonna put them on my standard like either wood or bamboo, or even just like my little 9-inch circulars. So this will be like kind of like a more pressing whip, but like it gets done whenever it gets done. So all of everything that I pull out right now is not really pressing, doesn't need to be done. It just gets done whenever it gets done. My current whip, which will be, as I said, I'm just gonna like finish what I have right now. What's like my current like project that I'm working on, which is this sweater right here. It's striped by Andrea Mowry and like these pinks, my Barbie stripes I call it. And in here, where are you hiding? Here is a sock. Oh, this is the finished one. Where's the other one? There it is. So, oops, all I gotta do here is, you know, knit all the way to the front, finish it, finish the toe, and like that's it. So these two are my current, gotta finish them, and like kind of like my priorities. So this is my current project. So we're gonna push that closer to my chair. Now, this morning with breakfast, I was like watching some YouTube, and I was you know, like just like having my breakfast and everything, and I cast on a sock accidentally. I mean, you know, it happens. This is a yarn. It's the Mystery Monday subscription by K-Sib Knits. Oops. And I'm just like, I've had this all like wound up on my desk to be finished, or to get started, and I'm just so excited. So I like, look at this, it's so pretty. So I thought I'm just gonna start this and have it as kind of like my sock on the go that will replace the sock that's in here. That should get finished like probably very soon. It was kind of like an accidental cast on that just happens, you know. Molly's having a bath. Okay, now in here, I don't know what to do with this, so it's just gonna like probably, I don't know. There's 2 socks in here, but like one of them is just a ribbing. You probably already recognize this. This is the Color Blast Knit Along by Stephen West. I started it, I was like super excited, and then I had like this is the first week, and then he released the second week or the second clue, and I was just kind of not into it. And honestly, I just started focusing on something different. And now I don't really want to finish this. Like, I really do not want to finish this pair of socks. Sorry, I just gotta shift a little bit. So everything is in here. I've got like all of my supplies that I need for a pair of socks here. I think what I'm gonna do, because I already have the ribbing for a second sock, and I really love this color combination, I'm gonna pull this back to just the cuff, and I'll just do something different. I have like a pattern in mind that's really cute that only just came out not too long ago, and so this is just gonna get put on the back burner. Nothing pressing again, so like I'll have to like sit with this for a little bit. I'm not gonna like pull it all the way out because I really do like the colors, and the ribbing is like already done, so I basically already have a partial pair of socks cast on for my next like on the go sock. Hey Molly, she's sleeping on the job. Now then, I found these guys. I make baby socks like for sale or for purchase. So this is a Christmas pattern. So this kind of like, once you have a tie in here, this kind of like folds down a little bit or inwards, or you can just keep it like this. So this is a Christmas sock, lonely sock, and it takes me about an hour and a half to make a sock like this, or a little slipper like this. They're really cute when they're on. They're like super squishy, great for little babies. I can put little sock stops on here so they're not super slippery, but they're like these tiny little things, and I love making them. These ones, the Christmas ones, are great for like a little like photo shoot too, like baby's first Christmas. Not pressing, but I'm hoping that I can get this done for this Christmas. So not pressing, but I would like it done. This, on the other hand, is gonna go straight onto I need to finish this ideally right now, because this is like a fully done pair of slippers that just needs the tie. So all I gotta do is make a tie. I make the ties myself. Usually it's like a cord of some sort, or like, you know, something cute that goes with it. But like, seriously, I'll have to wash them still, wash and block them. Nothing leaves my house unwashed. So if you get anything gifted from me, everything's washed. But this needs to just, you know, be done. So this is gonna go on the very top of this pile, because like, seriously. Okay, so then there's all of this. Let's just have a look what's in this basket here. These are my first so far, I think it's summer. Yes, my Stardew Valley socks in summer. There's 4 pairs of socks. Stardew Valley is like my most ever favorite video game ever. I made a little mistake here. So the background for these melons was supposed to be a darker color, so I didn't even bother, and I was like, oh, whoops, you know, design choice. So I just used, instead of using like the darker background here and then the lighter again, I just left it at the lighter background, and then grab like a different green for the next, I think I already started, yeah, for the next kind of like section. So this is all the yarn for that, and I bought the yarn, this is Knit Picks palette, which is not a sock yarn, just to make sure that like these are not going to be socks for wearing. These are going to like go on my wall probably. And I'm not very happy with all of my color work, so maybe I'll pull it out. I don't really know what to do with them. This is going to be like a really fun kind of like project for winter. I just kind of like put them on hold, but this is all the yarn for summer. And you only use so much yarn. So I got the yarn for all 4 pairs of socks. I got carried away a little bit, but you know, those are like, they will get done whenever, and it's actually really fun to knit. So then we're gonna go to this little pile. I keep most of my kind of like WIPs in these, and these are the bigger ones, these crates. I got those from Chapters online, but they fold. They're like basically like milk crates, so you can just, if you're not using one, you can just like fold it and like store it away. So this is number one. This big huge mess here is part of this, which is a little itty bitty little sweater for a frock that we have at work. The reason why I just left it like this, I'm like supposed to be starting my next sleeve here. The reason why I just left it like this is because I ran out of white, and I had to like find more of that white. So it's just been sitting here for like months, just because I'm too lazy to grab yarn like out of a drawer. So this is gonna go onto my WIP pile. Oops. This is gonna go onto my WIP pile, will be finished whenever I get to it. Not like the very top, but I would like to have it done so it's out of the way, and I have these needles here free. In this same crate here is a pair of fingerless mittens. This is Rowan lamb's wool, and I would really like to, I have tons and tons of these little ones. They were gifted to me of like a full bag, like a bag full of yarn, like a sweater's quantity. And I would like to make either a sweater or a steeked cardigan with this. And I'm just not really, this is like really warm and like rustic. Oh, okay. She's just snoring there. So I'm gonna, actually, I'm not the biggest fan of these. I think this is the wrong yarn for these mittens. So I'm gonna pull these out, because, you know, I want the yarn. The yarn is awesome. The yarn is not the right kind for these mittens. So I'm gonna pull it out and just enjoy the yarn again. I think these are all socks. One shorty sock, single shorty sock, basically ready to be cast on. So I have my instructions for this somewhere. So all I gotta do is, you know, make a partner for it. More socks. This is, yes, this is just a single sock that I started. It's got this pattern here on it that's like, my mom used to use this pattern, used to make socks with this pattern, and I actually quite like the texture of it. It's like super easy, so I really like it. I like this yarn a lot. This is Drops Fable Unicolors, and I just used a dark red reinforcement thread for the heel, and then I will do the same with the toe. So I got a reinforced toe here. I like this a lot, and I'm actually excited. These are kind of like my colors, stay in there. So I'm actually excited for this, and I will, same thing, I will finish these just, you know, whenever I get to it. Oh, another sock. A single sock with no partner. How fun is that? What is this? Oh, I see. Okay, so this is a short row heel flap. Heel flap, I don't really like those very much. I don't know what to do with this. I do like the way the sock feels. This is just Croy Patents in like a charcoal color, and then it's kind of like the work sock style in a 3x1 ribbing. I always love the inside of a 3x1 ribbing. It looks so cool. I don't know.
I don't know. This goes on to a, I don't know, pile. Maybe just like the very bottom of my like socks that I will have to knit. Yeah, let's just keep it like that. So this was, oops, one that needs to be finished and then needs a partner, and then this one is a shorty, so it's gonna be like a couple days of knitting and then I'll have a second sock. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't really like the, I like a gusset, like a heel flap and gusset. So I'll think about that. I don't know. What shall I do? Tell me what to do. This is a sweater and this is gonna fall all over the place. So this is, hang on. This is a bling sweater, alpaca, drops alpaca, and Kinko Cosmos. It's so cool, held together. So it like creates this bling sweater. This is just a Tin Can Knits flax light, and I think, yes, I decided not to do the garter sleeve thingy, just to like, I just wanted like a plain whatever raglan sweater, don't have to think lots about it, and just let the yarn shine. I stole these needles for a different project. I do want to finish this for Christmas. That's my goal. This needs to be done by Christmas. How far am I? So I'm just finishing the yoke and I should be done. Like, this is not a big thing. And I think I'm just going to do like 3/4 sleeves. Not even long sleeves, just like a little party sweater. You can't really see it very much, but yeah. So this will be finished whenever. So many crates here. Okay, so this is my sock on the go, or like 2 knit socks crate where I have like all my sock accessories in here too. So light bulb stitch markers. There's one of my little firefly notes. Like knit kits with all my accessories and notions in it. And this is, some of this is actually like pressing, which is this one. This is a sock, and I still have all my light bulb stitch markers in here. This is a sock that I made. I call this the Frankenstein sock. I made this for classes. So let me just pull it out here. This sock shows you all the different parts. So, you know, all the different parts of the sock, basically. I will be teaching people like in-house classes. So this needs a friend, and it needs to be washed and blocked and photographed so I can write up a pattern. More pressing needs to be done like ASAP. Another one that's a little more pressing here is this guy. This is a work sock with a pattern. This is just like a broken rib pattern. I do have to make some changes here, but I started, and this is one just like my size, I believe, and it looks so funny because it's like, it looks so funny because it's like not blocked yet, so it's like super skinny right here. It's like a banana sock. So this needs a pattern to go with it. So same thing, it's not like super pressing, but I would like to have this done sooner rather than later. And then this is my 3rd sock without a friend, I think. Yeah, this is my third like single sock. All I gotta do is knit the second one. I have like all my supplies in here. I just gotta knit sock number 2. Not very pressing. Like, I would love to wear these. These are like, aren't they so cool? The shrimp. Shrimply the Best by Charlotte Stone. I would like to have partners for all of my single socks so I can just, you know, wash them and put them in my drawer and wear them. This crate was a true mystery to me. I could not believe what I found in here. Like, honestly, I was like, huh, who are you? Good to meet you. This is a Sophie shawl. So like the big version of the little scarf. I'm still increasing here. There's like, it's pretty big. Molly's all interested. It's already pretty big, but I will be knitting until I'm done with this. And then decrease or like increase until I'm done with this here, and then decrease until I've got this here all used up. This is an Aran weight yarn. She calls for a worsted weight, but I thought, you know what, I have like 2 and a little bit. I have like 3 and a little bit of this, so I'm just gonna use up this yarn because it's really nice and squishy, and I think because it's a merino, it's gonna be like so nice to wear. I could not remember knitting this like at all. This is another one of those little baby booties made of hand dyed yarn, and I don't know, I gotta see what kind of yarn this is. Maybe I'll just pull this out. I kind of don't want to, like, I love knitting those, but I have like a bunch of them. What are you? DK. Okay, I don't know, maybe I will actually. No, I don't know. Shall I pull this out and turn this into a Sophie scarf? Oh, what's up? What's up? I think that would be like a really cool idea. Maybe I'll do that. I'll turn this into a Sophie scarf, pull it all out. Just say goodbye, baby booties. Okay, now to this. Let's just grab just like 1, 2, 3 totes here. I'm just gonna grab this one because I know exactly what's in here. That little cable back shirt that I had, that I showed in the very beginning, that I made from linen. This is the same one, but wool. It smells good, doesn't it? It smells very much like sheep. It's really nice. And so, okay, Molly. All right. It's like so warm and soft. So I want to finish this. I think it's like a more cropped version. She likes those knitting needles. Okay, we gotta deal with this situation here. Okay, so the next of these bags is one that I wanted to have done this summer, and I'm kind of like really hoping that I will. It's a t-shirt made from or not even a t-shirt, it's a tank top that I started literally like a week ago with my leftover tin line that I've had. Like, I bought quite a bit of this, and then there was like, I bought more, I think 1 more than was required, and then there was like 1 left over at the store. So I was like, what are you doing? Okay, all right. So there was only 1 left over at the store, so I was like, oh, this is my pity ball. Sometimes I do that. I buy like a pity ball because I didn't want to leave it behind. So this is a tank top that will eventually, it's got like a faux button band, I think, something like that. Oh, it's all twisted. But it's really cute. This is like, could be the front or the back. You can wear it either way. But it's really just like 1 long strip, and then you kind of like break off for the kind of like the top part. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this. I was hoping this summer, but it's a little bit of a slower knit because it's lace and then also cables. Last tote, and this is, whoa, that was a cable needle. Okay, this is my very, very last tote. And I'm almost done with this panel. This is gonna be a cardigan, and I'm gonna put this on my like more pressing pile because I do want this finished and done. The cables are already like so squished just from like sitting in this bag. But I want this done for the fall. I want to wear this, and maybe you'll see this at my local yarn shop. I don't know, you'll definitely see me wearing it. I am kind of excited for this. It's really cute. And this is the back part, and then the fronts have like kind of like the cables are repeated in the front, so back and front is kind of like the same thing. I'm like super excited for this, so I need to finish this. This was my temperature blanket last year. but then that never happened. I pulled it all out and I was like, just not vibing with it. So I started a different one, and I made a mistake. I like actually used the wrong color here, and I only noticed it when I was like up here somewhere, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. So, well, nobody's gonna see it really. So what's gonna happen with this is, I think this is the entirety of January at this point. But I found a pattern that is just 3 panels like this. It's not very wide, so it's not like so much knitting every day. But what I did is I do my daily like high temperature, and then I do my daily low. So every day is 2 ridges. So it's always like daily low, daily high, or sorry, daily high, daily low. And it's just 4 rows of knitting every day. And I was like, oh great, it's already August, right? But I actually noticed that in my 30 minutes of knitting a day, I can get almost a week done. So I think what I'm gonna do is, in the next month or so, I'm just gonna sit down and really work this like every night. I'm just gonna sit down and work on it and hope I can catch up, because I would love, like, this yarn is Cascade 220 Superwash Merino. It's so nice and squishy. It still says temperature blanket 2022. It's so nice and squishy and so soft, and I was like, it doesn't matter if there's like mistakes in it, or if it looks kind of, it looks kind of bumpy because I already pulled out this yarn like twice, and kind of like reused it. But I was like, you know what, I'll just use it up and I'll finish this, and then maybe I'll do like a nice little like crochet border or something like that around it. But I would really like to just do this and finish it. So I have like all my temperatures are already written down for this year so far, and I'm keeping up with that. So I just need to sit down and work with this. So this is going to go into the TV room in this box here, and I'm just going to pull it out like every night and just do my mindless knitting. So now you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, it's not terrible. Like, now that I look at all of it, and I pulled everything out, and I've already like, I went ahead and already pulled out those 2, like frocked those 2 projects that I was like unsure about. So it's not that daunting, but it's still just like overwhelming on a day-to-day for me. And I know lots of people only have like 2 works and projects, maybe 1, and like that's it. And I want to be one of you, because I used to be one of you. So I want to go back there. I want to not get sidetracked as much. And what do you think? You think it's possible? I hope so. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I will meet you all back here next week. We'll do a little like introduction, a meet and greet. This is really like my reason why I'm here, is like all that chaos that you just saw, and my plan, what do I want to do and how do I approach things. So this is kind of like my, as I said, means of accountability, and we'll just go from here on forward. If you want to see more of me, or if you have any suggestions, anything at all, leave a comment. And if you want to meet me here again, see me here again next week, or maybe in a couple weeks, I don't know. No, I think next week. Hit the little like button and hit the little subscribe button, and I'll see you all here like fresh and early, probably next Wednesday. Have a good night, keep crafting, and stay safe out there.